Good morning. I'm Peter Milios from the Finance News Network. The S&P 500 fell overnight as traders struggled to recover their footing following a losing month and that bond yields have continued their climb. The moves came as bond yields extended their February gains, with the benchmark 10-year yield briefly topping 4% for the first time since November. The one-year Treasury yield rose above 5%. Stocks moved off their lows of the session as the 10-year rate pulled back. It was last trading at 3.98%. The S&P 500 fell 0.5%, while the tech-heavy Nasdaq Composite lost 0.7%. The blue-chip Dow Jones Industrial Average ended the day just above flatline. Stock market sentiment initially got a boost after the release of much stronger than expected data out of China. The country's National Bureau of Statistics said its official manufacturing PMI rose to 52.6 in February, a high not seen since April of 2012. However, stocks were then negatively impacted by new data released on US manufacturing activity, showing that the ISM manufacturing index was 47.7 in February, indicating a contraction in factory output for the fourth consecutive month. A reading below 50 counts is seen as a pullback in activity, while a reading above is considered an expansion. And US dividends reached an all-time high in 2022. US companies paid out a record high of $574.2 billion in dividends in 2022, a 7.6% increase from the previous year. Oil producers were a large contributor to this on the back of soaring energy prices. Globally, dividends rose to a record $1.56 trillion, an 8.4% increase. Growth is, however, expected to slow down this year due to continual interest rate hikes. In company news, Rivian Automotive shares dropped nearly 18% after reports of job cuts to conserve cash, a recall, and Q4 revenue missing expectations. This erased year-to-date gains, leaving the stock down over 10% in 2023. General Motors is planning to cut executive-level and salarized positions as part of a cost-cutting effort to achieve $2 billion in savings over the next 2 years. And shares in vaccine developer Novavax has dropped by almost 26% after reports that the company is facing serious financial trouble and has even warned it may not be able to survive. This comes after the company was able to post huge gains for the past 3 years at the height of the pandemic. Overnight, most S&P 500 sectors closed lower. Energy, however, happened to achieve big gains, closing 1.9% higher, whilst real estate and utilities were the biggest laggards. The Russian ruble has fallen to its weakest level in 10 months, losing around 20% of its value since the start of December, as Western sanctions, Moscow's decreasing energy revenues, and high military spending exert pressure on the currency. With capital controls in place and foreign trading in currency largely moribund, analysts said the value of the currency no longer reflected a forward-looking assessment of the state of the economy, but more of a short-term snapshot. The SPY futures are pointing to a flat start. Thank you for listening.